This week, Gabrielle Giffords called for action against gun violence.
We must do something.
But that same morning, gunfire in Phoenix.
Heard the shots and we all ran into a IT closet that we had.
2 men killed in a workplace shooting, 1 woman injured.
Feels like this isn't actually happening.
In Alabama, a gunman holds a young boy hostage in an underground bunker. In Texas, a prosecutor gunned down outside of a courthouse. In Georgia, a 14-year-old boy injured in a school shooting. And today, 4 people in this Valley neighborhood shot outside their home.
It's crazy because it's things that happen like this all the time, and it's time out for this.
The question, how do we stop it? There's one program here in the Valley that's trying to do its part.
Yeah, they want to help our community spot a problem before it's too late. 3TV's Natalie Brand has tonight's 9 p.m. Extra.
About 1 out of every 4 people actually suffer from the symptoms of a mental disorder at any given time.
A stat that's rarely talked about.
There's a lot of stigma about mental disorders in our community, though.
A fact this class is trying to change.
Actually, more likelihood that somebody's going to come across someone that's having an emotional crisis rather than somebody that's actually having a heart attack.
Considered CPR for mental health, this special course created following the 2011 shooting tragedy in Tucson aims to train people in the community about signs and symptoms of a mental health crisis.
But we also might find that they're starting to isolate more than normal.
And it shows how to help someone suffering.
The underlying theme of mental health first aid is really to be compassionate and genuine.
I think it's one of the best things that you can offer to the community.
Tom Kelly, manager of recovery for Magellan Health Services of Arizona, has bipolar disorder.
Time and time again, it's like if somebody gets a diagnosis, they believe their life is over.
He says he wishes this service could have helped him sooner.
I myself, I spent 3 years of my life on the streets, spent 3 years of my life locked up, and I didn't have this information. So if people would have had this information, or if I would have had this information, I might not have had to go through what I went through.
If we identify early when individuals are, in their childhood, in their youth, before they become adults, and we do that in a way that is supportive as opposed to accusatory or demeaning or giving them a label, that will help us to build stronger communities, stronger adults, and minimize some of the violence we've been seeing.
Sean Thiel, Deputy CEO of Magellan Health Services, says while tragedies like Tucson and Newtown, Connecticut are rare, prevention needs to replace reaction.
And we want to make sure that our neighbors, our schools, and our churches, etc., are equipped to provide support for one another so that tragedies like this can be avoided.
The more aware we are of what's going on, the more we can offer them, and maybe we can give them that little bit of hope.
So far, Natalie tells us, more than 700 community members have completed this course. It's free and open to anyone. The next course is in March.